10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are live, everyone. It's so good to be here with you. I am Juanita Kapp from South Africa, but I'm not streaming from South Africa. I've been in the States for the last 2 weeks, and I have to say I had a wonderful time in St. Louis with the BLN live event. Such a fantastic community and group to belong to. Please visit www.blnlive.com and find out how to become a member of that phenomenal community. I also visited the Flashpoint event with Austin Haynes, and he was having his live event in New Jersey. So please follow Austin Haynes as well from Flashpoint on Facebook. Make sure you connect with him. That's another community, and they get you into the place where you are present in the moment. Because sometimes we live to just think about the future. But what about being in the moment? What about being present in the moment so that we can make the most of that moment? So he has 2 shows called Flashpoint. It's on a Thursday, and on a Sunday he has the Power of Pure Presence, and that's, I believe, still at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here today at Meticulous is a beautiful day. I'm going to be traveling back to South Africa. I've been in Delaware the last week with my twin sister, Deborah Smart. She goes by Deb now, so look out for her on social media as well. Wonderful publisher, amazing friend and family. And we have gone through so many projects this week, but we still made time to balance the week out, to still have fun and visit beautiful sites around Delaware. So a special thank you to Deb for hosting me. It was an amazing time. And then today, I want to bring your attention to the fact that Meticulous is going to start doing anthologies. And an anthology is when you are the author of a chapter in a book. And I have been privileged to be in quite a few anthologies up until now. For instance, I am in Marianne Pageant's anthology, Self-Empowerment Reset, Conversations with the Divine. You all know I'm a believer. I love God. I was a pastor for 15 years, ordained. I'd studied up to master's level in theology. Still considering my PhD. And Marianne's book just really was a release in my life to deal with the fact that my mom passed away in 2020 and how that enhanced my relationship with God. That book, Self-Empowerment Reset, Conversations with the Divine, went international. About Marianne Pageant on Facebook. I'm also in 2 other anthologies with her real estate anthology, because I was a real estate for 8 years in South Africa. And there's another Self-Empowerment Reset one coming out, and it talks about forgiveness and the fact that forgiveness is not for other people. When you forgive someone, it's for you. It's for your personal growth. Also with Emilia and Daniela Roman, I am in the Born to Risk anthology, where we are going to be doing a documentary as well. So check out their page, Emilia and Daniela Roman. I'm chapter 2 there. I believe Jose Escobar is chapter 1. And also the Spiritual Fitness Survivor, which I am chapter 7. And I chose that chapter for a reason, because I believe the number 7 is very significant. Now, which anthologies is Meticulous going to bring out? We have 2 anthologies, and we're going to use 2 different publishers. We have the Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind Group, that's part of Meticulous, and we are going to bring out our own anthology, and this anthology is only for martial artists. So the Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind was born this year. It was formulated last year as well, but due to my travels, we only launched early this year. Now I want to read to you the names of the members, the high caliber members that we have in our group. I just want to get there. I'm going to read to you the wonderful names of the members that we are blessed to have. Now, Ma'am is going to bring out its own anthology. We call it a meticulous martial arts mastermind. We have Brandon Boom, we have Chris Tice, we have Jason Flame, we have Jesse Bowen from the AMAA, we have the wonderful J.R. Spear, Kim Blake, she is 2 times world champion in Jiu-Jitsu. We have Mark Cox, he's trained over 700 black belts. Marvin King, he's been in the martial arts world for over 40 years. He does Qigong. Please look at his page, the Qigong page, and how to live a healthier way. We have Randy Blake, who's a 5 times world champion kickboxer. We have Rich Grogan, who's been fighting against bullies all his life to train people to become bully-proof. And of course, we have Sifu Raphael, who's been in the martial arts space for over 43 years, which is odd because he's only 27 now. Chris Tice did jiu-jitsu. He's a fantastic martial artist. He's a fantastic firefighter. Brandon Boom does the hands-on fighting with the real weapons. Jason Flame has been a martial artist for so long. He was a professional wrestler as well. Jesse Bowen, we all know Jesse Bowen, Grandmaster Jesse Bowen. He's a 10th Dan. J.R. Spear grew up in the martial arts world. His mom had a dojo. He's a phenomenal businessman and a phenomenal martial artist. And what can I say? You have the opportunity to be in an anthology with these wonderful legends. So DM me, reach out to me so I can give you more details. You will have a chapter in our book and we will release the title later this week. And we are looking forward to walking that journey with you and having you as a martial artist reach out to us so that we can publish your story. Now, I have a special treat for you this morning. I have online someone amazing that I met in 2020, and believe it or not, he's my dad. Now, I'm going to let him explain how that happened. So please welcome Dr. William Woods from Iowa. Good morning,
Good
Dad.
morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me here today, Juanita. It's amazing. I was doing part of a conference in South Africa. I was visiting from America, and then I was part of a follow-up virtual conference, and I was in one of the rooms, the waiting rooms, and there's Juanita. And so I had said to Juanita after listening to her talk a bit, hey, I'd like to collaborate with you one of these times in the future. And so we actually started just thinking about doing presentations. And so there we were. And then all of a sudden this relationship started to bloom between us. And what was neat about it was she shared a little history with me and found out she didn't have a dad. And I didn't have a daughter. So I said, I'll be your dad. And we took it seriously. It's all fun and games. And that's the good part about our relationship is because the two of us clown around a bunch. And I get to clown around with her son and daughter also. And so those things are really, really special. But meeting her has sown something into my life. And her coming to the States now, and I got to meet her earlier this year, has made it just that much more special so far as our relationship is concerned.
I love that, Dad. You know, when we met through that international company that we were both on councils for, I said to myself, I need this gentleman to mentor me. And I never thought that the mentoring would actually bring me family, because my mom passed away in 2020. I never knew my own dad and I never met him. And here you were, and we were having a conversation that day, and you were like, you know what, Jane, you don't have a mom, you don't have a dad, and I don't have a daughter. And I'm going to be your father from now on. And it's been such a phenomenal experience. Thank you so much for being who you are. Thank you for being the dad to me that I never had. I think I was 40 at that time. And you've just been consistent. I had to learn, for those out there in the public, I had to learn how to be a daughter to a father, because it's different to be a daughter to a mother. So I had to really make sure that I was doing the right thing, because I wasn't used to it. And Dad, you've been taking me through the process. Thank you so much for mentoring me and for being my best friend as well. Now I want you to tell the audience who you are, where you are from. You're a professor. Tell us more about that before we go into our surprise for the audience.
Okay, so I'm in about the 27th year of my higher education career, and I serve as a professor for the University of Arizona Global Campus. and I teach leadership, management, and marketing courses. And I love doing that. I oversee some faculty, about 30 of them, and I serve as the co-chair of our faculty council. And so I do a lot of course development, running a program for the Masters of Arts of Organizational Management. And I tell you, every time that I interact with our students, I'm learning something because we as people, with our human interactions, if you pay a close enough attention, there's always a nugget of something that you get from each and every person. And so I love that about my career, and I look forward to it each and every day.
I love that. I love that. I just had to quickly hop off to. I have allergies because we are in spring here in the States, and I'm not used to the pollen. So I'm busy using my APL Go lozenges. This is for allergies. Please reach out to me if you would like to know more about this product. It's life changing. It like takes the allergies away in 5 minutes, and it's all healthy. Dad, you work with so many people. You oversee so many faculties, and I look at people's actions as well. And I have to say, the biggest impression in this whole journey that you made on me was the mentoring, of course, and the fact that when I went to New Jersey, you flew all the way from Iowa to come and meet me. And that really spoke to my heart because you took time from work to do that. And I just want to thank you. And that's why I love collaborating with you, because I know when we start a project, you are all in and you have the necessary level of expertise to teach me and everyone around us how we should conduct, certain things. And so thank you so much for this. And you and I were having a call, I believe it was last year or earlier this year. And I was speaking to you about anthologies. Oh no, we had that talk in Iowa, in Jersey, I think. It was either together or online. I think we were together. And we talked about the fact that there are anthologies out there and that we wanted to bring an anthology together. And you gave a title. And the moment you gave that title, I thought, my goodness, how amazing is that? Because look at when we bring our stories together and the stories of others, what an impact we'll make in the world. And fatherlessness has been a pandemic out there. I recently watched Courageous this weekend. I watched, if I can only imagine, from the band, The Life Story of Mercy Me. And in both those movies comes to the fore the fact that fatherlessness is a huge problem. And I had so many struggles in my life because I didn't have a dad. And I remember distinctly your title that you wanted to choose was Letters from My Dad. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, um, my particular father, William Woods the first, uh, he wrote and wrote and wrote so many things over the years, and I inherited his couple of notebooks that he always kept all of his notes in and everything. And there was so much there. There was stuff in there about God, stuff in there about family, stuff in there about being a man, stuff in there about the wisdom that we need to be able to get through this life on. And so I thought, I got to bring this to life sooner or later. And I'm so glad that I had it. My mother gave that to me. And my dad, he was quite the thinker. And I wanted to become a thinker like him too. And one of the things that happened, he and I used to debate all the time. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to debate. But my mom told me later on, he says, you're the only one that he loved to debate. And so you were an outlet for him. And I didn't
Yeah.
realize, okay, this is his mind that he's sharing with me, his thoughts and his feelings, and he was challenging mine. And that really helped me, because for me to become a public speaker and to speak at all the different places that I had, if I didn't have my dad sowing that seed in me, I may have never gotten to where I am now, because he really prepared me for it. And so I was really happy about that. And so Letters from My Dad. And see, I'm doing the same thing with my sons. And they're all grown men and everything. But I used to think they weren't listening to me. But now that they have their families, they keep on letting people know about what my dad said, and my dad And so it's kind of neat that way. And so the letters that we write on the hearts of other individuals, we never know when those letters will come to a place where all of a sudden you start to see, wow, it has good effect. So when you think about doing anthologies and the way that we read nowadays, here's a story, here's another story. It's almost hard to get tired of reading an anthology. And so here you are, Juanita, talking about doing that. And so I'm excited about where you're going with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was just clearing my throat there. I'm excited about that too because it's going to be a wonderful experience to see all these different views come together. And I believe it's going to connect a lot of dots for people. Letters from my dad, did I ever receive any? Not from my biological dad, but I'm online with you. And what is the equivalent, the contemporary equivalent of a letter today? We are on Messenger, and I get electronic letters from my dad. I'm going to talk about the fact that I didn't have a father and how that it shaped me, and when you adopted me, how that shaped me, and how I started getting those letters. So wonderful to hear that you had a father that was invested in you, that was busy training you up so that you can now train up your son. So very excited about that, guys. So the first anthology is for Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind, and that's going to be printed by Elite Publications. So reach out to me, DM me. That one is only for martial artists. The second one from Meticulous is going to be Letters from My Dad, title given by the wonderful Dr. William Woods. We're going to collaborate on this project together. And I'm so excited and thankful that he brought that wonderful title to the fore and that he brings that knowledge and experience. He is highly qualified to be doing any type of writing. He works with professors. He is a professor. And I'm just excited. He's got so much knowledge and experience in life as well. And that publication, the Letters from My Dad anthology, is going to be printed by Gladstone Publishing Services. So DM me, we'll start a group with all the authors and we'll take it from there. And Dad, I believe that we had a little small talk about the, as we close off, about the tornadoes that have been hitting the US. I would like for you to explain to the audience how you've also been affected by this before.
Well, tornadoes are welcome to spring in this country, as everybody knows. And right now, we're supposed to possibly have it happen to us uh, early today, but that dissipated, which a lot of people were praying about that, and it just became rain. But now this afternoon, starting at about 2 p.m. until they're saying to about 4 a.m. in the morning. We're supposed to have some very, very dangerous tornadoes rolling through this area, or the opportunity for it at least. And so, where my son lives, about an hour from here, this past week, not far from him, they had 3 tornadoes that cropped up in this bi-state area of Iowa, Illinois. We had 18 total tornadoes that rolled this past weekend. And so, a lot of times you have it where the houses are just totally smashed, not just one house. And like a city just north of here, they had just one house get hit and it flattened it. And it was like a finger coming down into that neighborhood, and it just did one house. But I had the chance to work at Washington, Iowa, and doing a tornado cleanup a couple years ago. And it was hundreds of houses that were all obliterated. You just see the cement slabs that they were on, and the trees were knocked down, and some of the trees that were still standing, all the limbs were off of the trees. Cars were picked up and tossed for a couple blocks, and everything that people had was all gone. All their memories that they had, family pictures and everything. I saw people out on those spots where houses were, and they were just going through like with a fine-tooth comb, just trying to find little things that used to be symbols of their lives. And so it was humbling, and I'll never forget that. And so I take it really serious. When the sirens go off, I look at my wife and say, let's get in the basement, because we have a storm shelter down there.
What is the
And so
safest
I want to
place for
be
you in
faithful.
here? To the basement or to the bathroom, or what would be the safest place?
Okay, if you can get in your basement, you get in your basement because you're surrounded by stone walls on four sides. But if you
Okay.
can't get to your basement, one of the best places is in the bathroom. They say, bathroom is in the middle of your house, and it doesn't have any outer
Oh,
walls. And
yes.
when I was cleaning up on that Washington, Illinois site,
Yeah.
the outer walls of this house were all gone. But then you could get
Oh,
up into the upstairs because the stairs were still there. And here's this bathroom. And that's where this family was. They were in that bathroom, and the bathroom held firm. And so it was a humbling
thank
thing
God.
seeing that's they survived that, where the houses around them were all gone.
Oh,
So that was
goodness,
something
that's
totally
horrible.
special that happened with that family. That and one of the
Thank
things that was
God.
crazy about that whole thing was on the new side of town, they had basements,
Mm.
and that's where all the devastation occurred. On the old side of town, they had slab
Yeah.
homes. The tornado missed the
Oh,
slab home, and here these people were that were had the basements. They were good, and a lot of the people who were on that side of town with the basements, a lot of them
yeah.
were actually gone, and they were on the other side of the town at church when the tornadoes hit. And so they survived it in two different ways. And so that was quite amazing to see how that
That
worked out.
is. That's extraordinary. We were in Jersey on Saturday, and the alarms went off, and I've never been in a tornado warning situation. And I said, "What's going on?" Because I thought it was a fire alarm, and they said there's an impending tornado. And I said, "Oh my goodness, what do we do now?" And of course, the hotel didn't have a basement, but they told us to go and wait in the bathroom. And by God's grace, thank God, we had heavy rain. All the lights went off, and it just flew by. And as my friend Deb was bringing me back to Delaware on the road, it was quiet and just a little bit of wind. Of course, I'm sure as it passed, it's an aftershock or something, and there we went. But thank God that it didn't hit the venues. But I realized that there were 23 homes that were destroyed when I watched the news. When we came back, people lost their lives. It's so devastating, and we talked about this before we came on, Dad. As we close this session, would you please pray? Because you preach as well, you're a minister as well, you preach and you do public speaking as well. Would you please just end the session for us in prayer for those who have been affected by the tornadoes, and also for the tornado warning later today? Let's trust God and pray that it will just dissipate, like we said. Thank you.
All right. Father God in heaven, we beseech your throne, and we come to you, and we just want to say we love you. And no matter what happens in this life, we will praise you. So we thank you for your love because you have loved us first, and you have helped us to learn how to love. And we need your love now more than ever. And Father, as these storms are approaching, and they can be so horrendous and so devastating, and they have the ability sometimes to destroy hope. But our hope is in you, and that you would turn what could be destruction, just turn it into rain or turn it into nothing at all, so that less people are affected. And Father, for those people who have already been impacted, may their neighbors, their cities, friends from around, may everybody be quick to act to help, because that brightens the heart, Holy One. And it gives us that story where we never forget how good the people that we lived around were in coming to help us. But our greatest help comes from you. And we pray for everyone, Father. No lives would be lost. And that in the morning we'll wake up and be able to give even greater praise to you. And we pray these things in Jesus' royal name. Amen.
Amen, amen, and amen. We give praise to God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit who hears our prayers. I'm signing out from Delaware. Dad, you are signing out from, let me do this with my hands because you're on this side.
Davenport,
Where are you
Iowa.
signing out from? Iowa!
Davenport,
Oh my
Iowa.
goodness. Davenport, Iowa. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you have a busy day teaching all the students there. So thank you so much for joining me.
Yep.
I'll connect with you before I catch my flight tonight. And we'll see you again, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you, Dad.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're the #1 fastest growing community and tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs all around the country and around the world. We're in 36 states across the US, in 11 international countries, and over 240 plus members growing every single day. And I'm honored, excited, and I'm glad to say that I'm proud to be the official sponsor of the Meticulous Moments podcast with Juanita Kapp. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm excited for this journey.
Hey everybody, my name is Patrick Rude. I'm the owner of Rude Financial Services, a proud sponsor of the Meticulous Moments podcast, hosted and directed by the beautiful, strong, and intelligent Juanita Kapp. I cannot tell you enough about what this woman has done with this podcast and the effect that she has had on me and all of the other sponsors and people that listen. Don't miss it.